It's your boy, Lieutenant Dan, with another Get In Here episode. You got to get in here, got to get your stuff ready, got to go. Now. You know who it is. Why am I even getting all riled up and whatnot? It's because all my grounders are in here. That's what's up. Oh man, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something tonight. I have a few things that I want to rant about. Let's check the sound real quick. Yeah, sounds pretty good. All right. Okay. I cannot actually see how many people are watching because the internet's being all kinds of funky. But you know what tonight is. Tonight is the Falcons Nest. With your boy, Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant is in the building. He is riling the troops up. He is getting ready. And I think we're gonna have an interesting night. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. I am of the mindset right now that the Atlanta Falcons, being a team that has playoff experience, that has more than enough firepower. A team that has a defense that's not searching for anything. They're ready. They're capable to get to the quarterback, capable to go get out there, cause interceptions, turnovers, not only on defense but on special teams. And a team that's led by a veteran quarterback and a coaching staff that every single week continues to show that they are one of the best in the league by far. And it's funny, Jason Turner is saying it right now. We have playoff experience winning, and we have playoff experience losing. We know what defeat tastes like. We know what it takes to play 4 quarters. We've gone to a Super Bowl before with this group. And with a couple of pieces sprinkled in here, we have turned this thing on its head. We really have. The season has been up and down. Sark, his play calling up and down. Doesn't help that the players themselves have had a very up and down season as well. So when you combine those two, all kinds of murky waters begin to form. So you know who these Falcons are. You've watched them for 17 weeks, 16 if you're wanting to be politically correct and talk about the bye week, and 18 if you're talking about our one playoff game that we've played up to this point. But let me go into the chat. Let me say hi to the people, and let me get back to the conversation at hand. Because I like to say hi to all my peeps. Big John 6458 was first. If you guys care about that. B. Ballard, Montagious Henderson, Jason Turner, Johnny Paul, Jang Kevin Hong. Felix is in the house. Shakir Holland. I think you were the one in the chat that was like, hurry up, dude. Or you were commenting on my videos, like, get to the point. When you're in with one of my shows, you're in for the ride, okay? If I go on a rant, listen, relax. That's what this show's all about. It's about getting info. It's about having a good time. It's about listening to people that not only are wanting to make their life into Atlanta Falcons as their job, but as their life style. Make sports and broadcasting and commentating one of their things that they want to do and be a YouTuber full time. So just listen, relax, enjoy what's going on. Let's keep going down the list. Terrell Powell in the house. Rise up, my fam. PSN is in the building. Brazilian X Skills. Actually, he friended me on Xbox Live. We'll play some FIFA at some point. Tony Snow. Falcon Freak. Good to see all of you guys in here. Good to see all of you guys in here. Good to see all of you guys in here. But back to the topic at hand. This Falcons team has the experience to do it. No matter what the pundits say, no matter where they are from, whatever lettered network they have a speaking podium, a point of emphasis that they want to make, no matter what they have to say. None of them have been on the Falcons bandwagon, so don't be fooled. Number one. And Holland, I agree that we need some critics in here. We do. Especially people to keep me on track, you know? But no matter what the pundits say, none of them, go back, go look, from mid-July all the way to this very point right now, not a single one of them have been with us, so don't listen to any of them. Not a single one. There is not a single commentator out there, so-called pundit or analyst that works for one of those letter networks or one of those other so-called information palaces, information depots, that have been with this team, that have picked this team to make a run. So I don't want to hear it from any of them. Don't listen to them. Don't take their info. Don't take their stuff. It's regurgitated garbage. Things we already know because they haven't watched us all year. You know it. I know it. When you listen to it, you go, yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing like months ago. Whatever you're saying, it means nothing to me and all of my grounders and all the Falcons fans who follow this channel, because we know, we've talked about it. We sat around the campfire, sang our campfire songs, and talked about this group, this team, these 52, 53 guys fighting it out, battling it out every week, and none of y'all have been paying attention. The pundits, the analysts, the know-it-alls, the insiders, the information gurus. They didn't pay attention to us. They didn't give us a chance. They jumped on Tampa Bay's bandwagon at the beginning of the season. And look where they ended up. They flip-flopped over to the Panthers. And look where they ended up. Then they jumped onto New Orleans bandwagon, and Carolina almost beat them, and they said, ooh, that defense ain't ready. That's not good. And here we are, about to play against the Philadelphia Eagles. I have said this, with or without Carson Wentz, they are the most balanced organization defensively and offensively and on special teams that we will face all year. We will be in great weather for tomorrow. If I remember the forecast, it said somewhere around the high 40s. Mid to high 40s. Hilarious. It's beautiful weather to go play football in. Any of us would go outside, go throw some shorts on, go put a helmet on, gladly in the 40s, mid 40s. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Falcons are going to go out there and be like, yeah, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. This weather ain't going to stop us. Edward Jefferson, good to see you. Young King, good to see you in here. Mark Jr., good to see you guys. And all the Eagles fans out there, I'm not saying that we're coming in there, we're coming to your house, and we're going to roll you over. You must not understand who I am. You must not tune into the show. I'm unbiased. There's plenty of people that say that. But it's the truth. Because I only speak the facts and truth on this show. And I'm not going to come in here with my rose-colored glasses on and my bias in front of me as a Falcons fan and not respect who you are. Eagles, you guys are the most balanced team in the NFL. Your defensive front seven is godlike. Compared to all the other teams that are not in the playoffs, by the way. When we're comparing apples and apples here. We're comparing Granny Smiths to Fiji apples here. By the way, in the chat, tell me your favorite apple. I want to hear it. Or if you don't like apples, tell me your favorite fruit. I want to hear it. I want to see it. So, Eagles fans, I don't disrespect you. Let's just put that straight down. We're keeping it straight. We're keeping it short. We're keeping it to the facts. Don't disrespect you. But don't you dare come to me and disrespect my team and not see the accomplishments that this team has been able to not only jump over each and every hurdle that has been put in front of them, but grow from each and every one of these mistakes and hurdles that they've had to face. Going through 2016 and having one of the most dominant offenses in the league. Defense beginning to grow through that area of the playoffs. Lose the Super Bowl, one of the biggest heartbreak type things to happen to a team anywhere in any professional sport is lose the big game. But then to turn around and be one of, one or two total teams that have made it back from the NFC back to the playoffs from last year. To go through the inconsistent nature all season. If you've listened to my show, the number one word we used on this show throughout July all the way to this point right here was inconsistencies. And trying to be consistent, right? And that's where we are. Finding our consistent nature. And here we are. So Eagles fans, do not sleep on us. This game will be a fight. We're in the playoffs. This ain't your daddy's Sunday, okay? That was weeks ago. This is now. We are in the playoffs. We just beat one of the top offenses in the league and one of the most devastating front sevens, pass rush-wise, that we could face up to this point until we faced you guys or Minnesota. So remember what we did to them last week. I hope you watched the tape because we watched the last few bits of your tape, and Nick Foles, man, he didn't look so great. I'm just throwing that out there. Nick Foles didn't look so great, okay? Looks like if we put enough consistent pressure on Nick Foles, he looks like, find the word for me in the chat. He looks like blank when consistent pressure is put on him, when his running game is shut down. when he has to be the man and go out there and throw the ball. That's not to say that Nick Foles is not a good quarterback. I remember him going out there and throwing a bazillion touchdowns against somebody. I can't even remember who the team was, but I remember him throwing all those touchdowns. He looked like a top 5, top 10 NFL quarterback when he was doing it too. So I'm not going to sleep on Nick Foles, but I know if we put consistent pressure on Nick Foles, pull out your Western pistol. And we're coming for you too. Don't worry. I know your front seven is coming for us, but we're coming for you. Don't forget it. The fight isn't going to be Atlanta's offense versus Philly's defense, what the pundits are trying to tell you right now. The fight is going to be against Atlanta's defense and Philly's offense. How many points can the Falcons defense stop Philly from scoring? Can we hold them to field goals? That's the real story here, and not a single website out there is talking about it. And this is where I get into my heated rant about this, is that the home team, even though they're down by 3 points in the betting system, by the way, Vegas has the Falcons up by 3. They're giving the Falcons 3 points. Even though that's going on right now, they're still in the hearts and minds of every single other person outside with a bias, still talking about how the Eagles have every chance right now to beat the Falcons and walk away from this. And I'm telling you right now, that is not how this is going to be. It's going to be a war. Any team that meets the Atlanta Falcons at this point, especially since the Falcons are hungry and pissed off, it will be a battle. It will be a war. It will be a gauntlet. Gladiatory battle. Prepare for it, because that's every one of these games is going to be really disturbing to watch these Falcons games, because it was disturbing to watch that Rams game. I will tell you right now, that was not the Rams that we know, and that was not the Falcons we know. They went to war. Fisticuffs, no gloves. No gloves. So don't think down to us, because everybody else is, and now they're slowly turning around, jumping on the Falcons bandwagon because they went through a tough defensive front seven that was good at pass rushing. Aaron Donald and company were coming after Matt Ryan. By the way, I just watched this game again. I just watched that game again because I'm doing Pat McKinley tape. I have one. Let me count these really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 plays listed for the Pat McKinley tape. And by the way, you're going to be able to see it in 720p or better. It might be 1080. That's right. My videos are going to get less blurry. Gasp. That's why I haven't been putting videos out, because it's been so tough to give you guys crap videos. This stream, by the way, will not be monetized. This stream tonight will not be monetized. And you know why? Because I'm going to cuss like a storm. I'm going to cuss up a storm in this particular live stream. I went through 3 weeks of not putting out any real videos. And I put out a really, really shitty video for you guys. And again, I apologize to all my subs. I apologize to all my subs for the really crap video that I put out of Jared Goff getting sacked by Takk McKinley and going rip Takk McKinley and, having some music play behind it. And having a long intro and having this really short, 5-second clip. I apologize. That's not what you guys deserve. I hold all of the subs that I follow, all the creators that I follow, to a high standard. And so I should be held to that high standard. And I saw a couple people leave the channel. A couple people unsubscribed to the channel. And I immediately stopped what I was doing and I said, I need to get better at making this quality content. So working on this Takk McKinley film, I rewatched that tape and I said, wow, when we put Takk McKinley on the field and we put consistent pressure on Jared Goff, he didn't look so hot. Now, did he? The Atlanta Falcons can do that. And with a backup left tackle playing against Adrian Claiborne, and you know he loves that, but with a backup left tackle playing for the Eagles, there's going to be blood spilt at some point in that game. I don't know if it's going to be a key sack or if it's just going to be a pressure that causes a turnover. But I know this. The Atlanta Falcons are going to go out there and have a slugfest with the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles fans, Falcons fans, let's sit back and enjoy this. This ain't the regular season. This ain't some roll down the hill, long trek and journey, constant stress and the hurt from week to week. Nah, this is playoffs. One and done. Let's enjoy the moment because we made it to the next round and the Eagles have been waiting patiently for us to get done with the Rams. So I'm just putting this out here to finish at least this part of the discussion in this video, that this Falcons team right now, they're battle-tested and worn, and they are out there to play. They have barely any injuries. People were nicked up during the LA game. They have come back, and they have since been said by so many pundits that they are healthy and ready to go. If you had tuned into my shows, you would know that, yes, they were going to be probably put out a couple of days and allowed to rest and heal. And they wanted you to react to this online. They wanted you to react and retweet it. This ain't news, brother. This is the same stuff that we hear all the time. We're not concerned about it. If something really bad happens, let us know. But stop telling us that people have been held out for personal reasons, Matt Ryan, or a couple of guys have been held out to nurse injuries, okay? That was going to happen. Oh my God, chill out. Not even that. I mean, come on, really? One of the many lettered networks has come out and written a dashing article about how the Falcons have momentum, but there's decisive edge for the Eagles. Because as long as they can hold Atlanta under 20 points, they'll win. Eagles win 20-19. And this amazing article, you can go find it on your own. I bet you will probably find it before I get done with this. But this lettered network and its writer completely forgot that the Falcons defense is a thing. Completely forgot that the Atlanta Falcons defense is a thing that actually stopped the Rams, one of the highest scoring offenses in the NFL this year, 2017. This past year. It's 2018, isn't it? Wow. Happy birthday to me. My birthday was three days ago, and I've been celebrating my birthday since. My family believes in birthday weeks. So sometimes you just can't celebrate your birthday on your birthday. So you get a week to try to celebrate it. Sometimes you're fortunate enough to celebrate your birthday on your birthday, and then you got 6 other days to celebrate your birthday. Woo! So look, man, look. Don't discredit the Falcons defense. They're out there to eat you alive. Don't discredit any part of this team. Field position is a bitch. And if you get stopped at your 20 or your 10-yard line constantly and you're in bad field position all the time, it's a long trek down to the other end zone, isn't it? And that works both ways, by the way, because the Falcons' special teams, at least offensively, not that great. But defensively, the special teams went out there and they caused turnovers. And they beat people up. And eventually, the special teams for the Rams just didn't have it in them to do anything. Prepare yourselves, Eagles. I hope your special teams is a little bit better than what LA offered. And I hope that your hands team is able to keep the ball. It better be that way. That's not a threat, by the way. That is just reality. Now, my keys of the game, Atlanta and them playing against the Eagles, my keys of the game. My keys of the game against the Eagles, and as a Falcons fan, I'm just speaking strictly about this game. So if you're hoping that I turn myself to the Saints game or the Pats game or anyone else, you are straight out of luck because the game is tomorrow. You know, not too many more hours before that game starts. But my keys of the game. Atlanta creating turnovers. Turnovers in general for this game are going to be so big, are going to mean so much. And you're going to hear that from the pundits and all the other people that have been talking heads, the experts, when they make their picks, and they probably already have. I am of the mindset that any turnover in this game is going to be crucial because being in Philly, Eagles fans are rowdy. I grew up hating them. I've come to enjoy their sense of entitlement and their passion for their team. Sometimes better than Falcons fans. Did I say that? Oh, no. Sometimes Falcons fans just don't show up to games. Eagles fans are sitting in their seats in rain, sleet, or snow. But the turnover ratio is going to be huge. Number 2, the wide receiving core for Atlanta. Not for Philly. I got a key to the game for Philly right after I say this one that's strictly Atlanta. No drops. Overthrows, fine. Throwing the ball away, fine. Underthrows, fine. Whatever. Don't cause an interception. But if the ball comes your way and you got to catch that bitch, you better catch it. We had 17 weeks, 1 week of bye to figure out how to catch the damn ball. Go out there, catch the ball, okay? Sarkisian will open up the playbook. We've got to beat the Eagles to be able to get to the NFC Championship game. So the playbook will open, the running game will go, but wide receivers, catch the damn ball, okay? I'm just saying that. Julio Jones, if you were sitting in this room right across from me, I'd be like, much respect, man. Much respect. I appreciate everything you've done. You better catch that damn ball, man. And he'd probably just smile at me and be like, man, you know I'm going to... No. Catch the ball, Julio, okay? If the ball comes your way, be aggressive and catch that ball. Lay your body on the line because the Eagles have to go. They have to go. Sanu, Hooper, Freeman, Coleman, Toilolo, Gabe, Nick Williams. I don't care who you are. You better catch the ball. That's been the number one point of emphasis for Atlanta all season. One of the reasons why they are struggling so much in certain cases, why we have gone cold and sour when it comes to our play calling. Conservative. Atlanta must catch the ball to be able to beat Philly, must abuse their corners for what they are, which is a good group. Not great, but good. Going out there and proving that we can throw on them will open up the run game, and that's where we shine. On the Eagles side, Nick Foles must step up. The pressure's going to be in his face. The coverage will be moderate. The linebackers will do a pretty good job. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But Nick Foles must step up for this team. The defense will give it chances. Falcons won't go down there and score every time they have the ball. And if they do, I'd be heck of surprised, and I'll eat some crow. But tomorrow's game, I have this feeling in my stomach that if Nick Foles goes out there and balls, that is the dead end for Atlanta. Nick Foles has to come out swinging, get a couple hits in, get some body shots, get comfortable in the pocket. So your major key for Philadelphia is Nick Foles and that offensive line being one cohesive clock. Never faltering, telling the time exactly when it needs to be told, and not diverting from their true identity, which is to spread you out, beat you up, and then supply run game. It's funny because the Eagles and the Falcons are kind of the same team. A defense that can create turnovers and is stout. Atlanta is like that too, but smaller. Philly's bigger. Philly's idea is to hit you with some of the passing game and allow their running backs to then go ham. That is exactly how Atlanta does things. Though it might be in the reverse order because they want you to stack the box so they can have single coverage out there. So these teams are very similar. These teams are very similar. Eerily similar, because with the question marks that are on Atlanta's head, the biggest question mark is quarterback for Philly. Everything else seems to be running just fine. Atlanta's biggest question mark right now probably has to do with just consistency, which I've been preaching all year. If they can be consistent, they're the top team in the NFC. Top. And I mean that. Top. Defensively, head coach, quarterback, offensively, special teams, they got it. They've got all of it. So that's the truth. That's the facts. They're right smack in the middle of everything. Atlanta is. Let's look at the statistics. Go into the comment section after this video or on any of my other videos. Negative or positive, say something about them. Talk about the Falcons. Tell me the statistics. I'll remember. I'll write it down. I have a Tack McKinley video that I'm going to be working on a little bit tonight and then tomorrow. And I've been saying this for a couple weeks that I've had this video going, but I felt that the content was not creative enough. It wasn't informative enough. And it was lackluster due to, number one, the NFL coming down on people trying to do film breakdowns. And number two, the program that I was using, I felt just took so much out of me to use that I didn't want to give you guys a film breakdown because it just was so much work and I felt like I was going to half-ass it and not give you what you're worth. And you guys are worth what you give back to this channel. This community is worth what you guys give back, and you give back so much by just saying my name, Unintentional Grounding, in the ears of others that would look for a channel to go and make their own, or donating on Patreon, or sending $1 in the chat here. So you're worth your weight in gold. And I cannot stress that enough. So I must put out content worthy. And I know I put out good content, but I want to put out great content. I want to be making, some decent, modest money. Not enough to quit my day job, but enough to be able to supply what I have to do here. And thankfully enough, you guys, a lot of you guys do that. So thank you. I want to very quickly, before we kind of end this chat, this live feed, thank my Patreon subscribers. And please don't leave if you're like, oh, he's about to end the thing. I got some things for the people that are non-Patreon subscribers too. And no, I'm not going to plead for your money. If you want to go support me on Patreon, go support me on Patreon. If you want to send me a one-time donation on YouTube, go do that. I'm going to stop blasting it into your ears because I know that you guys, when you want to support me, you'll support me. And whether that's just a like every time you see one of my videos or sharing it or whatnot, that to me means so much. Edric Bisher pledged $5 to the Patreon, and I want to say thank you, Edric. You that is just there are a lot of people that have pledged $5, but $5 donations just for me is just I really do get choked up by seeing that kind of stuff because it's crazy. It's crazy. I just like what in the world? You guys are just so awesome. Cannot stress it enough. Mithrinder, the highest pledge Patreon supporter, who, by the way, needs to contact me because he's supposed to be on the show last month, said that he was too busy with school. Now here we are in January, and I'm like, hey, where you at? You need to be over here because you're supposed to be on a show with me. Supposed to do a film breakdown or a live show with me, and he is nowhere to be found. So Mithrinder, if you guys know where he is, he's pledging $10 a month. The top Patreon guy. Eric Bisher, Jason Turner, Evan Thompson, Brianna Lee Heron, and Kendrick Reed for all my $5 pledgers. Thank you so much. Thank you. I cannot stress it enough. And for all my $2 and $1 donators, John Story, Isaiah Owens, Coach Mike, Falconide, Andrew Ferenzi, Jimmy Mack, Ride You for the Win, and Vosh Lombardi's Film Session. Thank you all for just throwing $1 in each month. You guys, wow, thank you. I can't thank you enough. It's not how much you put in there. It's just the fact that you're supporting the channel. $12 an entire year is $1 a month, and that has been awesome. So Brazilian X Kills, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do you think we have a better... This was all over the place, but do you think we have a better this year if we play New England again? I think we will have an interesting shot. We got blown out by New England, completely destroyed last time we played them, and we're a much different team than we were when we played them the first time or played them this most recent time. So I think it will be an interesting matchup, but can they make it through the Steelers, Jags, or Titans? Let's find out. And everybody goes, they're going to blow the Titans out of the water. I'm of that same mindset too, but I didn't think that the Titans were going to beat the Chiefs. So any given Sunday, guys, any given Sunday. So for the people that are non-Patreon subscribers, I just want to say something real quick. Thank you for just subbing to the show. Thank you for listening to my rants and rambles, and thank you for giving the likes and commenting and hitting the notification button and sharing this stuff with all your friends and family, and coming in here to these live shows and really pumping me up, really firing me up and getting me to a point where I'm becoming a better YouTuber because of you guys. Thank you. I cannot think of a better community right now. Nate Quattro, what's going on? Quintero. I'm sorry. Nate Quintero. I cannot think of a better community that wants to support me. And there are plenty of communities out there that want to tear other YouTubers down. This community right here have just, wow, thank you. Thank you. You've been patient with me. You've been supportive. You've helped me on Patreon, and you're still doing that today. You have been patient with my experiment with Twitch, which is still ongoing. You've been patient with me here on this show with my film breakdowns and what we're breaking down, why we're breaking them down, what kind of channel this is going to be. Thank you so much. You've been with me through the NFL lockdown on film breakdowns. You've been with me when we started this channel back in 2016. Thank you. Thank you for just subbing to the channel. That right there, that makes me happy. When I see the sub count go up, I don't go, just another guy. I go, who subbed? Can I thank them? And I try. I try every day. Most of the time, I see them, at least as a first timer, go into the live chat and talk with me for a bit. And that's just beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream with something that I had been thinking about for quite some time, and I've been kind of holding in. I'm that kind of person, kind of holding in all my emotions and everything that I do. I hold that all in, and at the very last second, it all explodes. My wife hates me because of that, and loves me because of that, because I can take a lot of I'm an emotional person, but I also take a lot of the gruff and grife, and I can be her shield. And so I have something to say, and I want everybody to be woke and listen very carefully. And I've said this in other live streams, but I truly mean that this conviction right now, this is the conviction that I have. And I did cover Sark, by the way, in Seattle. That was the last live stream, I believe. I laughed about it. I laughed about it. It was hilarious. What's going on, Daima? Good to see you. I am not going anywhere, and I don't care whether the NFL wants to shut down every single bit of content that I have, or they make me change this channel 20,000 times. I will be here. I will report about the Falcons, and I will continue to get better as a YouTuber. And there's nothing any damn NFL analysts, any lettered network pundits, or anyone out there that wants to think that this dream is going to just burn down and crash. There is nothing that they can do. There is nothing they can do. And you know why? Because this is where I want to be. I want to be the YouTuber. I want to be the guy that goes to multiple away games and reps the Falcons and brings you live content from them. I want to be the guy that represents the Falcons at the draft. I want to be the guy that's out there trying to get into the scouting combine, to the East-West Shrine game, to the Senior Bowl. I want to be out there during training camp, and God damn it, I will get field passes, and I will be out there with the other so-called talking heads, but I'm going to be out there asking the truth and the real questions and the facts. So just prepare yourselves for this channel to morph for 2018 into a goddamn monster. Because I'm going everywhere. The Patreon supporters are going to help me get there, and I'm going to bring them the content that they deserve. And that's where we're going. All of my Patreon goals are going to change over this next week. To say, this is why you're supporting me for this month. If I make it to this goal, I'm going out to this place to give you the topics that you want me to talk about. I will be out at UCF. I will be out at FAU. I will be out at Florida State and the University of Florida. I will go out to USF and Miami. And I will find all of those places and find the people that the Falcon Scouts are looking at. And there's a dog in the back that's going completely bonkers. We're watching a friend's dog. It's a husky, and it's just going 90-0. Oh, Lobo. So let me end this stream on a funny note. You're listening to nothing but the truth. As the dog continues to go, oh my goodness. But you're listening to nothing but the truth. and the quality of these videos are going to go up. I found what I need to do to make me motivated, and I'm going to all the places that you guys want me to go to. So just prepare yourselves. There's plenty of other YouTubers out there that promise stuff and they don't get it done. Their convictions aren't there. I'm there. I'm ready to go. So prepare yourselves. Just prepare yourselves. All the places you guys have been asking me, all the players that you wanted me to ask questions to, I'm going to do my goddamn hardest to get there. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're listening to Nothing But the Truth. Rise up. I will see you guys tomorrow for the game. We will be live for the game. 4:15. Like we always do with Falcons games, we're always live. We'll commentate on the game. We'll enjoy it together. Then after the game, we'll talk about, win or lose, who we are and what we did. And one final note before I leave. Vita Vea, over the summer, the Washington defensive tackle that is coming into the draft for 2018, weighing a resounding 345 pounds, ran a sub 540. Wrap your brains around that. Wrap your brains around that for a second. 345-pound man, 6'4", defensive tackle, ran a 4.85 40. Get hype, kids. Combine's coming up. Get hype, kids. Combine's coming up. See you guys. Peace. Rise up.